We'll anticipate we'll roll these guys around here just a couple of laps, make sure everything's knocked in just good before we turn loose our first of two B mains for your stock car division here. The IMCA TV Winter Nationals here from Central Arizona Raceway. Well, we'll hit you with a lineup while we got them. Looks like we don't have all the cars that we had slated up for, but we'll get you what we got, or at least how it's supposed to go down scheduled. On the pole to be Bo Partain from right here in the big city in 75C to his outside, the 195 out of Wishek, North Dakota. That's Jeremy Hare.
Starting third, it's going to be the 717 from Salado, Texas, G.W. Egbert the fourth, Jordan Zilmer from Cleveland, North Dakota, and the 34 will start outside of the second row.
Third row down low, the double deuce car out of Brookings, Oregon. That's Matt Sanders. Is outside. The 00 car from Chino Valley, Arizona belongs to Jerry Clements.
Rolling from seventh, scored as the Z3 from Audubon, Iowa. That is Mike Albertson, Jason Storbach, and Carter 16 from Williston, North Dakota will start to his outside in eighth.
Fifth row on the inside, it'll be Jason Berg out of Bismarck, North Dakota, in 46 to his outside. In 27C, that is Nick Posey.
Starting 11th, wasn't with us last night, the 21 MF from Queen Creek, Arizona. Track champion here as well as Arizona State champion Mitchell Ferguson. Well, Tommy Fain in the F4 from Abilene, Texas will grid up in 12th.
Scheduled to start the seventh row, the 08 car from Colville, Washington's Chase Berkeley to his outside. The 21 CZ out of Denmark, Wisconsin's Cole Charniski. And the final starter here tonight scheduled to be Cameron Starry out of Corpus Christi, Texas in 8JS.
Pretty good field of competitors in B main number 1. Magic number is 6, so there's going to be some unfortunately heartbroken souls when it comes to the drivers that finish 7th on back.
And we'll get you a live look in for you folks on the social medias. Live look in brought to you by Summit Racing Equipment here at the IMCA TV Winter Nationals, presented by Pitt Stop Motorsports. Central Arizona Raceway, Casa Grande, Arizona, the site for the 2025 IMCA Winter Nationals. B-Main, number 1 for your stock cars, set to get underway. Lineup slightly adjusted as there are some cars that not going to make the call here tonight. Bo Partain, the one of those, scheduled to roll from the pole here in B-Main number 1, not making the call.
Yeah, that's tough to see. Bo Partain, 2024 EQ Cylinder Head Southern Region champion and no stranger to success in this part of the country. Former champion here back in 2021 in the Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mod ranks, but absent. And a couple of drivers that were in contention for the win before that one stoppage, Jason. Mike Albertson and Cole Charneski referencing to last night. And a former champion of this series, the 08 of Chase Berkeley, having to start deep. And Cameron Starry, the reigning champion of the Dakota Classic Modified Tour for the stock car portion, at least. This is a good field.
We'll schedule to go 12 laps the distance as we bring them off of turn number 4. The green flag's going to wave. We're underway.
Good start for G.W. Egbert the fourth as he is able to rocket out in front. The 2002 National and South Central Region Friesen Performance IMC Modified Rookie of the Year is going to lead the opening lap in this one. Jeremy Hurd, car number 195, running a close second.
Jordan Zilmer riding about in the 3rd position. Jerry Clements in 4th. Jason Berg and Wahoo Mike Albertson rounding out your top 6 cars, your qualified positions. As she goes, we'll work them back to the stripe this time. It'll be 2 laps scored in the books and 10 laps to go. G.W. Egbert out front picking them up and putting them down.
Yeah, talking about Egbert's accolades, a little over 20 years ago, he's the reigning Cotton Bowl Speedway stock car champion in Page, Texas. Is the 2-time Iowa State Sunoco IMC stock car champion. And Mike Albertson battling with the F4 of Donnie Fain here for position. And he is outside looking in by, it looks like, just one position. Jason Berg on the bubble.
Good looking battle here for the number 2 spot as Zilmer sneaks to the inside of Jeremy Hare there for the number 2 spot, going 2 by 2 now behind your race leader as the caution comes out. That's Cameron Starry and AJS turned around, headed the wrong direction in the exit of turn number 2, and the Velocity USA caution flag wiggles once again here, B main number 1.
Yeah, tough break. We talked about Starry, obviously, with the Dakota Tour Championship last year in Sunoco IMCA stock cars, but also a modified champion in 2022 at the South Texas Race Ranch near his native Corpus Christi. And, man, just a tough break for the 8JS.
So we'll rack them up and stack them up. Delaware double file on the restart. Leader's out front by himself. Second place car has the choice whether to fire off from the inside or the outside of the first double file row. Third place gets the leftovers and it's heads up from there on back. Delaware double file on the restart, the way we work all the way through here at the IMCA TV Winter Nationals once we've got laps scored into the books. So GW Egbert going to continue on as your race leader. Jeremy Hare will be scored in the number 2 spot. He'll have the choice, looks like bottoms where he wants to be. Zilmer files in with the leftovers, and from there on back, we go 2 by 2.
Yeah, looks like Jerry Clements, Matt Sanders, and Jason Berg as far as your transfer cars. Matt Sanders, an incredible season last year, winning the Wild West IMCA Speed Week and Friesen Performance IMCA Northern Sport Mod action, winning his 2nd consecutive Freedom Cup at Cottage Grove Speedway. Also some big wins, the George Stites Memorial Dirt Nationals at Merced Speedway and the Pettit Shootout at Ocean Speedway, and won the $15,000 Western Sport Mod Nationals in Wairika. Not accustomed to the Sunoco IMCA stock cars. Behind the wheel, the Workmeister fielded number 22 as we get this one back underway with 9 laps remaining.
Oh boy, we're loving and touching and squeezing down the front straightaway. Tommy Fain and Chase Berkeley getting up close and personal there. As we'll work them down the back straightaway, everybody's starting to settle down and sort themselves out. Working them back to the stripe. This time it'll be 4 laps scored in the books. 4 down, 8 laps to go. Your race leader, G.W. Egbert, working out front in 717.
And Mike Albertson finally able to climb into a transfer position. A little bit of craziness ahead of him. He just dispatched the 00 of Jerry Clements. Now trying to get off the bubble, looking to negotiate the 46 of Jason Berg, the reigning Sunoco IMCA stock car track champion at Southwest Speedway in Dickinson, North Dakota. But Berg also wants to get a little bit farther in the running order.
Big problems on the entrance to turn number 3. Cameron Starry's there. Charneski's woes continue in the 16 of Storbakken, all wadded up into the concrete in the entrance to turn number 3.
Yeah, it's tough to see. And a trio of very accomplished drivers. Obviously, we've documented much of Starry's accomplishments. Storbakken, the 2009 Williston Basin Speedway track champ. And what a year. Ooh, look out.
That's not going to bode well with race direction.
And Cole Charneski, an incredible year last year where he was able to win track titles, 2 track titles in the same season at 141 Speedway, both in this division and the Friesen Performance IMCA Modifieds. Also was the Wisconsin State champion in the modified ranks. Second time he's won a Wisconsin State championship. The other was in 2022 with Friesen Performance IMCA Northern Sport Mods. Won the big show in the fall, the Car Wars event at 141. And 2023, a big show that he won here, the Showdown, in November of 23.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, kiddo. His luck this weekend, he needs to burn some sage, find a witch doctor, cut a whole rabbit's foot off, something. Because it is not going great for Cole Charneski.
Yeah, no doubt. It looks like, man, look at the right front of Storbakken. Yikes. And if Critter Lovegood was down there, he'd be able to unbolt some stuff and put it back together with some Bondo elbow grease and can-do attitude.
And stolen parts.
Yeah. Commandeered. So the top 6 has changed just a little bit since we last went green. Of course, G.W. Egbert, the 4th, continues to pace the field in this one. Looks like Jordan Zilmer is being shown 2nd in line. Matt Sanders, Jeremy Hare, then the 46B of Jason Berg, and Mike Albertson, the 6th and final transfer position. And outside looking in, Jerry Clements in the 00, the 08 of Chase Berkeley. And I think we talked a little bit about Chase Berkeley yesterday. Jason, he lives in Colville, Washington, north of Spokane, which is near the U.S.-Canadian border. And there's no tracks that race Sunoco IMCA stock cars, so he's got to travel long distances. He's a former champion with the IMCA Wild West Speed Week. He's won that title the last 3 years and won the Wild West Tour in 2001. And he's the Winter Nationals champion in 2023. So every time he's on the road or racing his Sunoco IMCA stock car, it's a road game. Hundreds and hundreds of miles away from the shop. But hey, you see drivers be able to do it, and he's one of those examples. He is a couple spots shy of getting into the dance, so we'll see what he can do here with a few laps to go.
Looks like the Velocity USA caution light's going to go out down the back straightaway. We'll be set to go back under the green. G.W. Egbert going to bring us back to it. 3 laps scored into the books, 9 laps to go. We're back on the hammer. We're back underway. Egbert going to lead your top 4 cars, single file off into the first set of turns. Oh, look out, trouble. Hare in 195 got kind of pinballed around there right in the center of the racetrack. Looks like maybe going to try to gather that thing back together and won't be soon enough. We'll go caution.
Yeah, it's going to keep us at 3 laps complete, and that was one of your transfer cars, as the yellow is out for the yellow 195. And that quite possibly could put Jerry Clements back in a transfer spot. We'll see what race officials do here. Still in B, number 1 of 2 for the Sunoco IMCA stock cars.
Once again, a tale of 2 stories of the weather. Yesterday to today, much different. Yesterday it was very cold. It was overcast, super windy, breezy across this place, 30-mile-an-hour wind sustained all day long. Today, much different. It was about 20 degrees warmer, probably tickled the 60s. The wind was not a thing at all. Sun was out quite a bit. So the racetrack, different today, but we've got a couple more cars. We've got a couple more laps on. Everything looking good here. We've had a couple of farm sessions. We didn't have to do that yesterday. We only had the one, and then the weather came and turned it into a bigger ordeal than what we wanted. But the racetrack here tonight, smooth, smooth, smooth. Wide all the way up, just kind of waiting for it to clean up on the top side after our B main farming session. We should be locked and loaded here tonight. 5 big A mains, a closeout night number 2 here at the IMCA TV Winter Nationals, brought to you by Pitt Stop Motorsports here at Central Arizona Raceway. Want to thank everybody looking in live on the social media. Summit Racing Equipment bringing you that live look in. If you want to jump on over to imca.tv, you can pick up the rest of tonight's program as well as each individual night, the entire week if you'd like it. Or if you really want to save some quid, you jump on and get the entire 2-week package right there. IMCA TV has got you.
Well, and you were talking about the wind, something different today. The wind was coming right at us. A headwind is when I say at us at the grandstands and the scoring tower. Today it's got sort of a turns 1 and 2, pointed towards 1 and 2, the American flag. So a completely different direction
So
Mike Albertson.
This just in. Mike Albertson's going to get dinged with a little bit of questionable driving there on that last caution. It would so appear that the powers that be think that maybe Mr. Albertson pushed it a little too far and caused Jeremy Hare to fall into where he was. So, and looking at the right side of that car, who's to argue? So, Wahoo's going to get the black flag here tonight. He'll head it on pit side, and he can try again tomorrow.
Yeah, and that will promote Jerry Clements in a transfer spot, the 00, and Chase Berkeley on the bubble in the 08. So Donnie Fain, the 2021 All-Star Shootout champion in stock car action and 2-time West Texas Raceway Friesen Performance IMCA modified track champ, is outside looking in by just one position. He's got to get around the 08 or someone that's ahead of him as the green flag is out. Jason, we still have 9 laps to go.
We'll click him off now. Working it down into the first set of turns. Once again, the 717 to GW. Egbert working out front, showing us the way. Nick Zilmer going to jump inside of the double deuce machine and roll up into the number 2 spot. Good looking battle here. Jason Berg up to third now. The 22 car sliding back there on the exit. Looks like now he's on the outside looking in as the double out of Jerry Clemens working his way up into a qualified position. That's your bumper car right now, that orange and silver Carnival 00. But he's got his hands full as we hustle down the back straightaway with the 22 car halfway home. This time by 6 laps down, 6 laps to go.
Fane in the F4 trying to cling on to a transfer spot has been shuffled back to 6th with Matt Sanders and the Double Deuce Racing 22 right on the back end. Trying to thread the needle downstairs, but Fane doing what he needs to do, staying ahead of the 22s. We've got a car out of shape in the second corner. Looks like Mitchell Ferguson, but we're going to keep this one under green, no caution. And we're at the midway point, halfway home.
Chase Berkeley on the move up into the number 4 spot as he'll look to challenge Jason Berg for the number 3 position. Down into 3 and 4 this time by, it will be 8 laps scored into the books. 8 down, 4 laps to go. The lap counter on your screen is 1 amiss. According to Mr. Flagman there, he give us the halfway 2 laps back. Your race leader, GW Egbert, out front putting on a clinic, leaving the rest of the field in the wake. 2, 3, 4, and 5 bunched up nose to tail, working off the bottom. This time it'll be 3 to go.
6th place still unresolved is Donnie Fane. He's got it, but Matt Sanders not going away. Sanders from the Southwest Oregon coastal city of Brookings, Oregon, right on the Oregon-California state border. You can't go farther south of Brookings than into the redwood forest of the Golden State of California. Is 3 laps to go. 2 laps to go with the green high, raised high. Jason Berg going to work on 2nd place, Jordan Zilmer.
Berg right there with it. The white flag going to wave this time by GW Egbert. Out front with a sizable advantage, bringing him back to the stripe. Zilmer hanging on to the number 2 spot. Berg's 3rd. 4th is the 08 of Chase Berkeley. Then it's the 00 of Jerry Clements and the 22 of Matt Sanders rounding out your top 6 qualified cars as she goes down into 3 and 4 one final time. Jason Berg going to take a look to the outside of Zilmer. That'll move him 1 row closer if he can get the job done. Egbert will punch a ticket. Zilmer, Berg, Berkeley, the 00 Clements, and Tommy Fane going to come home in that final transfer position here tonight. Stock car B main numero 1.
We've got 6 tickets punched into tonight's feature for the Sunoco IMCA stock cars. Got 6 more to hand out, and another action-packed, no doubt it's going to be action-packed, but a star-studded B-Main on its way to the racetrack.
Lineup for B-Main number 2 going to look something similar to this. On the pole to be the 5G Money. Grady Clemens out of Chino Valley to his outside. The 67 out of Burlington, North Dakota. That's the Crowbar. Chris Tookshire. Row number 2 on the inside, the 717X out of San Antonio is Jared Maupin. To his outside, the 95 from Hazleton, North Dakota is Derek Appert. 3rd row down low, the PJ Humphrey piloted car number 57X. To his outside, the 7X out of Surprise. That's Casey Murdoch. Row number 4 on the inside. It's Larry Brigner out of Apache Junction, Arizona. 02 at the X. To his outside, the 183 from Green River, Wyoming, belongs to Braxton Yeager. 5th row on the inside, the 09 is Jake Archibald. At his outside, it'll be Matt Crafton out of Mooresville, North Carolina in 46C. 6th row, it'll be Bryce Mulvey in 24K. He comes out of Garden Grove, California. To his outside, the 131 from Norco is Tom Smith. Row number 7 will be Josh Schweitzer, the trumpet man, in 117. To his outside, the 121 from Molino, Oregon, is Cody Humphrey. And Scott Varese out of Gilbert in 17, going to be your final starter. Scheduled to go here tonight in B main number 2 for your stock cars. Once again, want to thank everybody looking live at us on the social media channels, brought to you by Summit Racing Equipment, IMCA TV Winter Nationals, presented by Pitt Stop Motorsports here at Central Arizona Raceway. Set to go with B-Main number 2. Bring us to green.
Grady Clements, the 2023 Cocopah Speedway track champion in stock car competition. In 2005, Williston Basin stock car champ to his outside. Chris Tuchscher, also Tuchscher the winner here in modified action for the Harvest Hustle Turkey Shootout back in November. Green is out. B-Main number 2 for the Sunoco IMCA stock cars is official in the way. Oh my, Grady Clements, problems galore for the 5G money as we're going to stay green.
Get up and go, got up and went. Your pole sitter, loss of power right off the gate, makes it off the racetrack safe and sound. Chris Tuchscher going to jump out front, show us the way back to the stripe. 1 lap score to the books, 1 down, and a whole bunch to go. Looking for 12 here in our final opportunity to make your way on into the A-Main for stock cars here tonight. Jared Moppin up into the number 2 spot. The 95 of Derek Appert rides along in the 3rd position. A good looking race there for spots 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the racetrack.
Yeah, Larry Brigner and PJ Humphrey going at it. Humphrey out of Molalla, Oregon, has to get on the binders. There's a little bit of an unsolicited lane change from Casey Murdoch in the 7X. Murdoch able to hold on to position 4. Brigner is 5th. Now that tightens the race up for 6th between PJ Humphrey in the 57X.
Good looking battles going on. Your top 4 cars ish starting to break away. 5, 6, 7, 8 racing 2x2. You see that on your screen right there. The bubble position is right there in that pack of cars as we see Tuchscher out front showing the way. Moppin 2nd, Appert 3rd, Brigner 4th, and then it starts to get a little bit less clear. And the 121 of Cody Humphrey, the 7X of Casey Murdoch, all working in qualified positions. Matt Crafton on the outside looking in. Lots of laps remain here as we'll bring it to 4 laps scored and 5 laps scored and 7 laps to go. Your race leader out front's the crowbar, Chris Tuchscher.
Matt Crafton and Tom Smith about to do battle here. Tom Smith, the 2024 Bakersfield Speedway track champion, just ahead of them is the 6th and final transfer position as they're halfway home. 183 of Braxton Yeager and the Justin Wright fielded 183 from Wyoming, trying to get by Larry Brigner. Yeah, you've got a 3-car tussle here for position number 7. Tom Smith, who won every race but one championship night at Bakersfield last season, is trying to get closer and closer, but he's also fighting a 2-front war with Matt Crafton right beside him.
One battle in front of that is the battle for the final transfer spot here tonight. The 7X of Casey Murdoch holding on to that. Cody Humphreys in front of him and Larry Brigner. 3-car battle. That's position 4, 5, and 6 on the speedway. Those cars all qualified as she goes, but they're not afraid to mix it up here as we work them back to it. 8 laps scored to the books right now. 8 down, 4 laps to go, and your race leader, old Chris Tuchscher, out front showing us the way. The former MMA fighter out front duking it.
4th is still in the balance. You've got 3 drivers all battling amongst each other. They got to be careful because this could allow Crafton or Smith to come in the mix, as Crafton will move in the 7th. And just up the road is Casey Murdoch in the 7X. Then you've got the 183 of Yeager and the 02X of Brigner, all battling for position at the moment with the high raised green, 2 to go.
Just like he called it, those guys starting to mix themselves up, having changed lanes, slow down, bump the brakes, do all that stuff. Crafton's made up about a half a straight as she goes, and we work down the waning laps of this one. Lap and a half to go, rolling down the back straightaway. We've got one headed the wrong direction. That's the 121 machine of Cody Humphrey, and we'll get a pause for the cause. Bringing out our Velocity USA caution flag. Green, white, checkered. Going to close this thing out. We're going to bunch everybody back up. I like it.
Yeah, tough break for the Malina, Oregon racer in the 121. The son of the 57X on the racetrack of PJ Humphrey is Cody. Whoa, close call, Cody there. We had a wrecker truck coming across, and then the 24K of Bryce Mulvey trying to catch up with the field, but done for this one, unfortunately. as your top 6 as they're scored. Chris Tuchscher showing the way. Jared Maupin second. Running in third is going to be the 95 of Derek Appert. In the 02X of Larry Brigner. Casey Murdoch is fifth. In the 183 of Braxton Yeager. But Matt Crafton, this kind of changes everything, Jason, as this allows the 46 as well as the 131 of Tom Smith and the 56 of PJ Humphrey to go in full pursuit for 6th place.
Absolutely. Caution lights out as we get set to bring them back to the green. Tuchscher on the hammer. We're back underway.
Crafton trying to reign supreme on the high side. Maybe a little bit of wheel spin from the 183 of Braxton Yeager. That's going to unfortunately put him back to 7th. Crafton trying to get off of the bubble position as Casey Murdoch occupies the bottom. White flag is out. One more trip around the speedway.
Good battle here for spots 4, 5, and 6 on the racetrack. One spot is one row in a B main here, so big stuff. Whether or not you finish 4th or you finish 6th, it does matter. Just because you're in the show doesn't mean you're as good as you could be. Crafton working the high line of the speedway. Checker's going to wave right here for Chris Tuchscher. Jared Maupin comes home second. Appert will go third. Crafton to fourth. Fifth will be Larry Brigner. And rounding out your top 6 qualified cars will be the 7X of Casey Murdoch. And that brings your starting field for the stock car division here tonight.
Well, first of 2, Friesen Performance, IMCA, Northern Sport. That was the lineup yesterday. Friesen Performance, IMCA Modifieds, first of 4. And different story here. It's going to be the top 3 that move on, not 6 as we just seen. That'll be the same case for the Sport Mods when they come out for their consolation features. But for the Modifieds, it's the top 3. Simply put, you're in the top 3, you're in. 4th on back. Try again for night 3.
So the lineup for B main number 1, your Friesen Performance IMCA Modified, is going to look something similar to this. On the pole, it'll be Aiden Miller out of Goodland, Kansas in 49M. To his outside, the X1 machine out of Bakersfield. That's Robbie Sawyer.
Brenda Kirby Morris from Thorndale, Texas. The 5B starts inside pole, while from Tonopah, Nevada, the 2JT, James Thibodeau.
Row number 3 on the inside, the 82M from San Antonio. That's Jared Maupin. To his outside, the 18H out of Vernal, Utah, is Tucker Hislop.
CJ Thorne from Herman, Utah, and the 14X will grid up in 7th. Bryson Yeager, Green River, Wyoming, and 3Y will start 8th.
5th row down low, it'll be Buena Park, California's Billy Griffin at 91G. To his outside, the 12 car out of Idaho Falls. That is Reed Payne.
Representing nearby Tucson in the 520T, starting 11th, that's Lucas Tejas. Tejas in 11th, while starting 12th from Rochester, Washington, the 42V, Kevin Volland.
Row number 7
will start 12th.
On the inside of row number 7, the 0 car from Rapid City, South Dakota's Peyton George. To his outside, it'll be the youngster out of Rushmore, Minnesota in 15, junior Cole Bentz.
Chris Bolio from Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada, in the 91 will start 15th. Wyatt Semper from Vernal, Utah, in the 91S will start 16th. And Tailgun Charlie in the 17H from Reliance, Wyoming, the 11HB, Troy Householder. At least that's how they're supposed to start. And we hope that all 17 drivers can make it out. 17 cars for the top 3 moving on in same distance as we saw for the stock car B mains. It's just 12 times around this 3/8 mile clay oval.
That looks like we got them all, 17. With the addition of the one rolling off the grid right now.
Man, how big is the stress level? You go from one B to the next. However, we saw it with Rob Gallagher yesterday. He was able to qualify, make the great escapes out of both Bs. I mean, if there is silver lining, because you got to be optimistic, is you're just out on the racetrack, so you know where to run and where not to go and where you should be going.
Absolutely. You've got as much intel as you could possibly have. good thing about B Mains is it's maximum exposure for your sponsors, marketing partners. Good buddy of mine taught me that way back in the day as we get set to bring B Main #1 to life. Aiden Miller on the hammer. We're racing.
Robbie Sawyer in the Rob Gallagher-owned number X entry from Bakersfield, California is out to the race lead, while the battle for second right now looks like it is going to be the 49 with the advantage. 49M of Aiden Miller's. We've got troubles in turn 2. Yellow is out.
Believe that to be the tail car, the 11 of Troy Householder.
It looks like Chris Bolio rolling away in the 91. Man, we were talking to his son Miles. He qualified for the first time today. Chris, that was the same case for him last night, making his first ever feature with the IMCA TV Winter Nationals presented by Pitt Stop Motorsports. So tough sledding early on for two of these drivers.
Once again, want to thank everybody for looking in live with us on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks to our friends at Summit Racing Equipment for helping us out with this live look-in sponsor here tonight. The IMCA TV Winter Nationals here at Central Arizona Raceway, Casa Grande, Arizona. If you like what you see, go ahead, jump on over to IMCA TV. You can get your rest of your night squared away. Still 5 big A mains here tonight. We've got to wrap up our B mains for the modifieds and sport modifieds. You could jump on and buy the rest of the week. You could jump on and buy the entire 2-week package and save yourself some serious quid. IMCA TV is where that all happens as we get set to try this again. No lap score. 2x2 doubled up, bringing them to green. Bobby Sawyer with a hole shot going to lead us off into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, lightning going to strike twice for the 2017 California State Champion, 2019 Bakersfield Speedway Track Champ, as it's going to be Robbie Sawyer, the lead element. Aiden Miller sporting second. Brenda Kirby Morris is third. James Thibodeau is outside looking in that 4th spot, as Kirby Morris has got the 3rd and final transfer position.
Big bobble there for the Lady Racer, working her way off turn number 2. Jared Maupin, the first car on the outside looking in. You see that battle for 4 and 5 on the speedway. The 2T of Thibodeau and the 33 of Yeager working right there behind your qualified cars. That's 4, 5, 6 on the speedway. The only ones that matter is 1, 2, and 3, as Robbie Sawyer is putting one on us here tonight. High speed, low drag, working it back to us. 8 laps to go this time by.
Yeager definitely making some hay, but not quite in the show as he tries to go on the attack of the 2021 Texana Raceway Park champion in Etna, Texas for this modified division. Talking about Jared Maupin ahead of them. The 2015 Santa Maria Speedway Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mod champion in Brenda Kirby Morris, says Bryson Yeager 1 spot away as he slips underneath the 82M of Jared Maupin.
Bryce Yeager looking good out in the number 4 position and hunting for more. Looking to punch his ticket into the big dance here tonight as he'll get right to the rear deck lid of Brenda Kirby's car number 5B. Maupin will take advantage of Bryson Yeager getting just a little bit too much up on the bit, and now he'll lose that 4th position, and Maupin's now 1 spot out. Robbie Sawyer a hole straight away out in front of this one as we bring it to it. This time it'll be halfway home. 6 up, 6 down. Your race leader is Robbie Sawyer.
Yeager going to lunge underneath the 82M of Jared Maupin for position number 4. Close quarter action in the 2-time defending Sweetwater Speedway track title winner in this division in Rock Springs, Wyoming. Talking about Bryson Yeager is yet again 1 spot away from making it into the big dance. Aiden Miller ahead of that potential 3-car battle for 3rd, and the 42 ME Sports the 2nd spot.
Business picking up. Brenda Kirby trying to hold off Bryson Yeager and Jared Maupin for that final transfer spot. You see him on your screen right there. 3, 4, and 5 on the speedway with the 2nd place car of Aiden Miller sneaking into us right there. The top 3 cars are going to transfer. Everybody else can try again tomorrow night. The battle right there still raging on here tonight. We're going to go green flag high in the air this time by for your race leader in Robbie Sawyer.
Robbie Sawyer in his own postal code as he's nearly in the back end of the lead lap field. Might have to deal with some lap traffic. Meanwhile, Yeager and Kirby Kirby Morris still battling it out for third here. Looks like it's going to be Yeager with the advantage. Crossover move coming with the counterattack down below. Kirby Morris to the bottom, and they're going to drag race into 3, but it looks like Bryson Yeager, count him, in the 3rd spot on lap number 10.
Good hard battle here. Bryson Yeager maybe not done yet. Looking to go to work on Aiden Miller as we work him back to us. Robbie Sawyer still out front putting on a clinic. Got a little bit of lap traffic in front of him. Don't believe he's going to push the issue. Hopefully somebody's on the sticks letting him know you don't need to go. As Bryson Yeager takes a dip to the inside of Aiden Miller for the number 2 spot. Working him down the back straightaway one final time. Robbie Sawyer with ease punching his ticket into the big dance here tonight. Miller trying to hold off Yeager. That's your qualified cars as she goes. Make it official. Bryson Yeager going to come home in the 3rd spot. Second to Aiden Miller in 49M. Robbie Sawyer picks up the B main win. 3 cars making their way on into tonight's A main feature event.
Over 7.5 seconds, the margin of victory for the Rebel Rouser Robbie Sawyer, and just a fantastic drive in the Rob Gallagher-owned X-Entry, as that's going to do it for B main number 1 for the Friesen Performance IMCA Modifieds.
Want to thank everybody once again looking in live with us on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks to our friends at Summit Racing Equipment. If you want to jump on over and pick up the rest of tonight's program, the IMCA TV is where that happens. You can grab us for tonight, the rest of the week, or the entire 2-week stanza here at Central Arizona Raceway. The IMCA TV Winter Nationals, presented by Pitt Stop Motorsports. Thank you for looking in.
B-Main number 2 coming up, and it is a super all caps in all bold stacked lineup. Starting inside pole, it's the 2-time defending champion in the national scene and the defending champion of the series, the 75 junior from Mesa. That is Chaz Baca Jr. to his outside and defending